This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, Sports World honors football-loving Pope Francis. Eala sweeps Victoria Tomova to start the 2025 Mutua Madrid Open. Beda edges Letran in thrilling 5-set showdown. In Major League Baseball, Flores homers, Lee electrifies as Giants down Brewers 5-2. In the NBA playoffs, vintage Kawhi Leonard shines bright as the Clippers edge the Nuggets to tie the series. While the Pistons edge out the Knicks for their first playoff win since 2008. And we have an exclusive one-on-one interview with Pinoy pole vault star Obiena, who is on a mission to conquer new heights. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 22nd of April. Now here's our roundup. The global sports community is mourning Pope Francis, a beloved figure whose passion for football touched millions. Top-tier matches in Italy and Argentina were postponed as a mark of respect. In Italy, Serie A games like Torino versus Udinese, Cagliari versus Fiorentina are just among the matches moved to Wednesday. Meanwhile, Argentine fixtures including Tigre versus Belgrano and Argentinos Juniors versus Barracas Central will kick off a day later. Each match will begin with a moment of silence. FIFA President Gianni Infantino said he was deeply saddened, added that the Pope was always eager to share his love for football. The IOC's Thomas Bach called him a great friend of the Olympic movement and praised his commitment to peace and solidarity through sport. Francis, a card-carrying member of Argentina's San Lorenzo club, watched their 1946 championship team as a child. After he became Pope in 2013, the club won a national title and lifted the Copa Libertadores for the first time ever. San Lorenzo is set to name a new stadium in his honor. While his roots were in Argentina, there were whispers of support for Juventus. His father hailed from the Piedmont region, home of the Turin club. Francis also met football icons like Diego Maradona, who called him a star, and Lionel Messi, who thanked him for making the world a better place. In countless speeches, Francis highlighted the role of sports in fostering unity, encouraging young athletes to embrace their responsibility as role models. In tennis, Eala is off to a flying start in the 2025 Mutua Madrid Open, crushing world number 64 Victoria Tomova 6-3, 6-2 in the round of 128. Eala broke Tomova's serve 6 times during the match, with the Bulgarian committing 26 errors. Eala won 68 points and sealed the 77-minute victory with a backhand winner. Coming off an early exit at the 2025 Oeiras Open in Portugal, where she was eliminated in the second round as the top seed, Eala's win in Madrid marks a strong rebound. Next up for the Filipino rising star is a much-anticipated rematch against world number 2 and reigning Madrid champion Iga Swiatek in the round of 64. Swiatek, the number 2 seed, earned a first-round bye before now taking on Eala on a favorable clay court surface where the 23-year-old Polish star has dominated. This showdown will be the second encounter between Eala and Swiatek following the Filipinos' stunning victory in the quarterfinals of the Miami Open last month. Moving on to collegiate sports, Beda University dug deep to escape with a gritty 2025, 25-23, 18-25, 25-17, 27-25 win over rival Letran to open the second round of NCAA Season 100 men's volleyball at the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center. The Red Spikers survived a late Letran surge in the deciding set, relying on clutch defense to improve the 6-4, matching the Knights' record. Axel Van Broek led Beda with 19 points and 17 receptions, while Ryan Rosman added 18 markers. Henry Bakil chipped in 16, including the game-winning block, as Beda avenged their first-round loss and snapped Letran's 3-game win streak. Despite Vince Himzon being injured after slipping on the court, Letran stayed in the hunt and even tied it at 25-all after a kill from Andrew Abeto. But Beda finished strong, with Rosman delivering a key kill and Bakil blocking a late attempt from Krister Ambrosio to seal the win. Himzon led Letran with 24 points, including 18 attacks and 6 blocks, while Lawrence Vicente and John Derek Bautista added 15 and 14 points, respectively. In Major League Baseball, Wilmer Flores blasted a go-ahead solo shot in the 6th. Jung-Hoo Lee followed with an electric RBI triple in the 7th as the San Francisco Giants powered past the Milwaukee Brewers 5-2. Robbie Ray settled in after giving up a 2-run homer to Caleb Durbin in the 1st, finishing with 5 strong innings, 4 strikeouts, and 2 runs allowed on 5 hits. Hayden Birdsong came out of the pen firing, striking out 4 in 3 scoreless innings to grab his first win of the season. Camilo Doval then capped it off with a clean 9th for save number 3. Patrick Bailey chipped in with an RBI single in the 2nd, then added a sac fly late to pad the lead, while Tyler Fitzgerald scored the game-tying run in the 5th on a Willie Adames force-out. Milwaukee struggled to capitalize as starter Quinn Priester issued a season-high 4 walks through just 4 innings. Top news for the Giants, though. Infielder Casey Schmidt is set to miss at least a month after an MRI revealed a grade 2 left oblique strain. In the NBA playoffs round 1, Kawhi Leonard looked every bit like his old dominant self, lifting the Los Angeles Clippers to a thrilling 105-102 win over the Denver Nuggets, leveling their first-round series playoffs at 1 game apiece. In a night that featured 3-time MVP Nikola Jokic, it was Leonard who owned the spotlight, dropping 39 points on a scorching 15 of 19 shooting clip, including 4 triples plus 3 boards, 5 assists, and 2 steals. He nailed a crucial jumper in the final minute, then sealed the deal with a game-clinching steal. The Clippers, riding the momentum of an 18-3 finish to the regular season, looked confident behind Leonard's vintage form, recalling his title-winning 2019 run with the Raptors. Jokic, meanwhile, struggled to find his groove early, limited to just 8 points in the first half as Clippers big man Ivica Zubac stood tall on defense. The MVP finalist eventually finished with 27 points, but the Clippers' intense defensive focus kept him from taking over. Meanwhile, the Detroit Pistons finally broke their playoff curse, snapping a 15-game postseason skid with a thrilling 194 win over the New York Knicks, tying their Eastern Conference first-round series at 1-1. Cade Cunningham delivered a monster night with 33 points and 12 rebounds, while Dennis Schroeder came up clutch off the bench, dropping 20 points, including a go-ahead triple with 55.7 seconds left. It's Detroit's first playoff win since 2008 and their first playoff appearance since 2019. The Pistons built a 15-point lead in the 3rd, but the Knicks fought back hard, trimming the gap to 8 entering the 4th. Jalen Brunson scored 14 of his game-high 37 points in the final frame, including a dime to Josh Hart for a game-tying jam at 94 all with a minute and 15 left. But Schroeder answered immediately, burying a cold-blooded 3 that put Detroit ahead for good. The Knicks missed their next 3 chances, while Schroeder and Jalen Duren sealed the deal from the line. And here are the teams leading the playoffs. And now here is your daily dose of sports lingo. Who is the player responsible for serving the ball in sepak takraw? It's the teko, the crucial server who starts every rally with a swift, accurate kick from the serving circle. Instead of using hands like in volleyball, the tekong uses their foot to launch the ball over the net, demanding excellent timing, flexibility, and precision. A strong tekong can control the pace of the game, setting up plays and creating pressure right from the start. Now it's time for our off-court buzzer. Mavericks GM Nico Harrison opened up about the aftermath of trading away franchise star Luka Doncic and admitting that he didn't fully grasp how deep the fan attachment ran.
I did know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level. When you have 20,000 people in this stadium chanting "Fire Nico," you really feel it. I mean, I use the word awesome, but not in a positive way. Like, you can really feel how they feel. So yes, I feel them.
Harrison said the deal was driven by the belief that defense wins championships and that the roster they envisioned, including Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, and Derek Lively II, could deliver exactly that. Harrison also owned up to missteps in communication, saying the team didn't do enough to be transparent with the media or fans after the trade.
One, I think I've done a really good job here. And I don't think I can be judged by the injuries this year. You have to judge from totality, from beginning to end. And so I think I have a really good working relationship with Patrick. I think you add in Rick, the leadership that we have.
Harrison also shot down rumors that the trade was about avoiding Luka's potential $345 million Supermax extension, saying that was not part of the conversation. And while he said twice that Luka's no longer on this team, Harrison knows the shadow of the trade will linger, especially if Dallas fails to deliver next season. Still, Harrison is hopeful that a healthy roster led by Kyrie Irving, who's expected to opt into his $44 million player option, can put the Mavs back on a winning path. And that's our roundup for tonight, the 22nd of April. Up next, one-on-one with Pinoy pole vault star EJ Obiena, who is on a mission to conquer new heights. That happens when we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. Filipino pole vault star EJ Obiena is on a mission to conquer new heights. And we got to have an exclusive chat with this inspiring athlete who is not just faithfully committed to further honing his talent, but also is determined to give back by giving the undeserved a chance to change their lives through sports. Check this out. We are here right now at the beautiful athlete's house inside the Eala Vermosa Sports Hub in Cavite. At kasama natin ngayon for this episode of The Scorecard, two-time Olympian, number 4 pole vaulter in the entire world, Mr. EJ Obiena. Brother, it's good to see you again.
Same here, same here.
In your latest Instagram post, you said outdoor season is about to take off.
Yeah.
So your vision with regards to the 2025 outdoor season?
I mean, I'm an outdoor guy. If you look at my records, I've always performed better outdoors. So that's why I'm a little bit more excited outdoors than indoors. And yeah, there's more competitions out there, bigger points, bigger things at stake per se than indoors for me.
This is the first time you and I spoke personally since last year, before you left to prepare for the Paris Olympics. And I just want to ask about your experience there as somebody who is one of the best in the world at what you do, and you enter an arena competing against the best in the world, like Kirales, Kendricks, Mondo Duplantis, of course. What's it like knowing that the world is watching and you're competing against your peers and trying to make a name for yourself and bring glory and honor to the country?
It's nice. I mean, that's where you want to perform. That's where you want to be. That's what you work for. So, I mean, I compete with these guys almost every weekend, sometimes twice a week. So, for me to be to have a stage as big as Olympics is something I really do enjoy. Like, kidding aside, it's the perfect moment to really, use adrenaline, enjoy the crowd, really live in the moment and let everything go, because you've done the work. By the time you step on the track, you just need to do everything that you've been training for. So what can I say? I do enjoy, or I have learned to enjoy, being in a pressure moments. So I had fun until, of course you don't win. Then it's a bit painful. It's painful not because you just failed. It's painful because, of course, there's expectations from people. There's expectations for myself as well. I didn't come there to participate. I came there to medal and fight for the win. Yeah, I mean, looking back now, I'm still proud of what I have achieved.
I want to ask about your thoughts during that moment competing in Paris, because when I was watching you, one of the things that I noticed was in between your turn and your competitors, you guys are like sitting down. Some of you are sitting down beside each other, even having a conversation. I saw you're sitting alone by yourself. What's that moment like when you're waiting for your turn? What goes through your mind knowing that you have to jump a certain height to continue moving on in the competition?
A lot of things. A game that happens every 4 years. Get an opportunity every 4 years, once.
I'm just curious, is there any trash talking or psychological warfare that goes on during those moments?
I mean, trash talking, I think it's very less. It happens. It's still a competitive sport.
Yeah.
We don't punch each other in the face, but we still do talk smack from time to time. But it's psychological warfare is part of the game. It is, and I mean, you learn how to be tough with those, and learn how to read it, and learn how to kind of ride with it, and sometimes also use it.
So you hold the Asian record in pole vaulting 6 meters. Mondo Duplantis, he set the world record 6.25 meters in the Olympics. What was going through your mind when he was going for that height? And first try, he didn't make it. Second try, and then on the third try, he finally got it done.
I was talking to, I think, the Chinese guy, Bukai. I was like, I think he's getting tired. It looks like he is getting a little bit exhausted. So I was like, I don't think he's gonna make it. Like, I think the first two, he looked good. And the last I saw, like, he kind of relaxed. I think, he hit that perfectly. I don't know how he felt, but the moment he took it, I was like, oh, yeah. That's like, yeah, that looked good. That's like, okay. And then he just cleaned it up. And, I mean, made a world record in the Olympics. That's a feat I'm sure he's proud of.
You're friends with him. You shared with me that you also play golf with him. What's it like, being friends and competing against the best in the world?
That's nice. The good thing about the guys in pole vaulting, Emmanuel, Mondo, and all these guys, they're all gentlemen. I do enjoy time and I do respect them. I believe you can call them as a friend. So yeah, having that is just, it's good because I spend more time with them than with my family. I mean, if you hate being with them, then it would suck being in the tour.
If you would describe pole vaulting using one word, what would that word be and why?
I mean, flight. I mean, I think that's the best one, right? It is, I would say, the most direct way a human can own prowess that puts you 6 meters up in the air. So, what can I say? It is flight for sure.
Okay, EJ, so the last time we spoke, you mentioned your dream of growing pole vaulting here in the Philippines, and one of your initiatives is to build pits around
Yes.
the country.
Yes.
So you also mentioned that maybe one day, professional league. So
Yes.
with regards to those ideas and plans, how are things going so far in terms of that aspect?
So, well, for the pits, 2 out of 3 right now. So we have
Okay.
one in Luzon, in Lawag, and then we have one in Tagum, down south. We're
Okay.
looking one for Visayas. So anyone watching in Visayas, if you want a pole pit, you can reach out to me and my team. We're looking for a good place that would be open to public. That would let the kids, really join. When it comes to the professional league, good thing. Eala also is hosting one here in a month's time. Less than a month. May 6. It's a small one. It's going to be, neighboring countries, Singapore, Thailand, Taipei, and Malaysia, and a bunch of Phil-Americans, and of course our national athletes. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be here because of the Diamond League, but yeah, we're going to the right direction for sure.
Now, you also mentioned that because this is your first full-blown training camp here in the Philippines, that this could be a second base for you, aside from your main base in Formia, Italy. So what can you say about the Ayala Vermosa Sports Hub?
I mean, this is the best here in the country right now, and to be honest, it's what we really need. Like, the athlete's house is, 2 minutes by walking. The track is here, the gym is there, swimming post here, like, in a radius of less than a kilometer, you have everything that you need, and physios and all, and being honest, like, it's outside of Manila, it's a little bit more quiet. You see, like, it's empty.
Yeah.
It's only for us to train, and they just bought me a brand new kit, which is actually up to standard.
Awesome. Ano masasabi mo na yung coach mo, si Coach Vitaly, napapunta mo dito sa Pilipinas and he's training you under the heat of the sun?
Well, he checked this place. When was he here? I think October or September last year, and he said, "Okay, we'll see if the schedule aligns. Will be okay. But when you're here, you need to train. You need to focus." And I said, "Yeah, don't worry. I live in the track. This is gonna be my priority number 1, which is why we stay here and not staying with my parents. Still, like, we're still in a way kind of separated, isolated, and really, how do you say, obsessed on the craft."
Okay, sinabi niya in one of his interviews, his dream for you is to reach 6.1 meters, 6.10 meters.
Yeah.
So, do you think that's doable with the way you're feeling right now, your body, and recovering from your injury from last year?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I knew back in 2023 when I jumped 6 meters, I could jump 6'10". It's, I'm very unfortunate. I hurt my back in 2024. It takes some time to getting back into shape, I would say, and really, it's more getting used to being able to run in my last few steps. Because of my back, I wasn't able to do that. So we're adapting. I think if I get, first of all, I need to go back to where I was. And then from there, we hit 6'10". If it's possible, I believe so. I mean, if it's not, I wouldn't be training this hard. Between you and me,
do you think you're back to where you are? You're getting there in terms of health?
I'm getting there. Health-wise, I'm good. Technique is still, I got used to not pushing my last few steps in the run, which is not a good habit to have. But when you have a back that spasms when you push it, you can't really run for a year. And that kind of became not second nature, but it became the norm. The way I both became like that, and now I kind of need a little bit of fine-tuning per se. Hopefully we have quite a long season to adapt to it. I think we have enough time.
2025, EJ, what are some of the goals that you have in sight with regards to your competitions in Asia? And there is talk as well that you might participate in the Southeast Asian Games.
First, I think I need to defend the crown in Korea, the Asian Championship. Hopefully that'll be a tough one. There's gonna be my teammates, of course, Hussein. It's not gonna be a walk in the park as maybe 6 years ago. So that's the first thing. Of course, compete in the Diamond League, try to get my points and recover. I still hopefully get a better finish than I got in Budapest. And yeah, I mean, SEA Games is gonna be in December. Like I said, nothing is certain, but hopefully the country wouldn't need me because we have, athletes that could win it. And it's not that I don't want to do Southeast Asian Games, it's just I would need to extend my season. And I really want to hone the next generation, Like, SEA Games is a good place to start.
EJ, looking ahead, right now, you're 29 years old. Coach Vitaly has been your coach since 2014, so that's more than a decade. Yeah. you have stated in one of your interviews that because he's almost 80, if he decides to pack it up and retire, you wouldn't know what to do. Like you'd also be done yourself. So like right now, are you thinking about your bucket list? What are some of the things that you want to achieve before your time as a competitive pole vaulter is up?
You know, right now, I really want to be the best athlete he has ever. I think that motivates me, motivates him. When it comes to his health and his passion, I think he's more passionate still than me in some days. So what can I say? We'll take it year by year, really. It's nothing in this life is certain and given. We're gonna earn it, and so we're working on our place in history. Hopefully, we'll be able to achieve that.
Up next, with the NBA playoffs unfolding, let's put the spotlight on the Timberwolves. So you can keep your eyes on the prize. Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. So here we are, Game 2 in LA, and the Timberwolves have officially thrown the first punch. Not a jab, not a little feeler. We're talking about a full-on haymaker. Minnesota didn't just beat the Lakers in Game 1, they embarrassed them. A 117-95 rout that looked more like a February back-to-back in Charlotte than a Game 1 at Crypto.com Arena. So let's talk about this for a second. Anthony Edwards. This dude has officially leveled up. We've been waiting for the he's him moment from Ant-Man, and it feels like he's delivering it right now. He had 22, 9, and 8, and here's the thing. It looked like he didn't even feel or look like he broke a sweat. He's just oozing with confidence and feeding off this team's cohesion. Jaden McDaniels, he dropped 25. Naz Reid, he hit 6 threes. And suddenly, the Wolves are out here moving the ball like they've been hooping together for 5 seasons. And how about the defense? Well, they held LeBron and company to just 95 points. LeBron still looked like LeBron, but you can tell he's doing the calculus. This is year 22 for him. He's trying to pick his spots. Meanwhile, Minnesota's wings are long, switchy, and active. Just ask Luka. Which brings us to him, Mr. Luka Doncic. So let's be real. Luka was electric, okay? 37 points in his first playoff game in a Laker jersey, but it's like watching a symphony soloist in the middle of a punk rock concert. He's doing Luka things, but the team rhythm isn't quite there yet. You can see the disconnect. One guy is operating in genius mode, and the rest are still buffering. And that's the real headline here. Minnesota knows who they are. LA is still kind of figuring themselves out. They're getting 48 points in the paint per game. Sure, but when your best offensive looks are still coming from Luka creating out of chaos, you're just living on the edge. And defensively, yikes! Minnesota hit 21 threes, many of them completely uncontested. And that's either a schematic failure or just a flat-out lack of effort. Chris Finch said it best. It means Game 1. He knows this series isn't over. But man, if you are a Lakers fan, you better hope Game 2 looks a lot different because Minnesota just stole your house keys and rearranged your furniture. So Game 2 is coming. Wednesday morning, bukas na po, Philippine time. And the pressure's now all on LA. Because if the Wolves go up 2-0 heading back to Minneapolis, this series isn't heading for 7. It might be heading for the books. So stay ahead of the game as the battle for the playoffs heats up with high-stakes games. And here is your odds breakdown for tomorrow's matchups. And that wraps up tonight's preview, so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Before we go, think on this. From one of the greatest golfers of all time, holding 82 PGA Tour wins and 15 major titles, dominated the script for over a decade, and achieved a career Grand Slam 3 times. Tiger Woods once said, "The greatest thing about tomorrow is I will be better than I am today." And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport right here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This has been Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.